Hey y'all, I'm James Wright. Welcome to my shop. And if you've been restoring tools for any amount of time, you've found tools where the knob is loose or comes off completely. Now, if you're talking about normal bench planes, that's usually not a problem because there's actually a bolt that goes all the way through down into the body. And even a lot of these small knobs have one that goes all the way through on a stud. But on Stanley 45s and a lot of old block planes, the knob is actually threaded on there. And there are actually wood threads inside the knob itself that then run onto the body. This is actually a great answer to the technical problem because it looks really cool. It's very simple. It's just a knob that threads onto a piece that is cast. We don't even have to cut threads in the metal, we just have to cut them in the wood. And you don't have an extra nut and an extra stud, more things to get lost, less pieces, it's more affordable, it looks good, it looks clean, it's a great idea, right? For the most part, yes, but if a tool is intended to last for several lifetimes, hundreds of years or more, eventually wooden threads are going to, well, wear out. And this one you can see is not just stripped out, it's completely gone. There are a bunch of different answers to fix it, such as this one right here. When I restored this, the knob slid right on and off, and I couldn't redo the threads, and I couldn't find another knob, and I was having problems with it, and I thought, you know, I don't ever want to take this off. What would happen if I just glued it in place? And I filled it with epoxy and smushed it down on there, and now that knob is not coming off. It's locked on there. It is glued in place. Works great, but it's one of those solutions that makes a lot of people really angry because you're ruining the historical qualities of the plane by gluing it in place. Generally, the big complaint is that I can't remove it. I can't take this off. If I need to do something to it, I can't remove it without breaking it. So then the question comes, can I make a new one and cut new threads to match the old ones? Unfortunately, you can't just go grab a tap and run it in and out the hole. It's a really weird thread. Something around 7/16, 8 TPI, 6 TPI, something like that. You're not gonna find those threads anywhere. Not to mention you have to put them into a stopped hole that's only about 3/4 inch deep. Yeah, those taps don't exist. I've seen a few people go to great lengths to actually turn one of these with a boring bar on a lathe and doing single point turning on there and hopefully getting lucky that this will then actually thread on. A lot of work requiring very specific special tool just to put threads in it. Thankfully, there is actually a couple other options. One of them was actually what I was trying to do here. See, I had the bare threads and I had a piece that would slide it off. And what you do is you actually coat this with a thin layer of grease or petroleum jelly. And then you fill this up with epoxy and you smoosh it on there and you let it sit. And hopefully, if everything is good and the epoxy hasn't adhered to the sole, you can then turn this off and now you have good clean threads inside here made out of epoxy. I've found it to work somewhere around 40 to 50% of the time, but there's two problems that often come up. Number one, these threads aren't always perfect and smooth and clean, and once it's on there, it won't turn off, and you'll have a knob that's then loose and won't come off, which is about the worst it can possibly be. Or two, the petroleum jelly didn't do what it was supposed to do, and it's now glued in place and never coming off until it falls off the bench and breaks. That sounds a little familiar. But a guy by the name of Keith Gish, a name that I've been saying quite a bit, has actually come out with this. It's the knob. It's the exact same thing, except for it's 3D printed with wood fiber. It is a large percentage wood and a smaller percentage plastic. But the nice thing is, it's got all the threads it needs. Because with a 3D printer, you can print it and be right back in business. And that's awesome. Now I've got a tool that works just the way it was originally designed and actually feels right about the same. But what if I really don't like plastic and I want the actual original knob back on my plane? Well, Gish came up with an answer. The nice thing is this knob is perfect. The only thing that's wrong is the threads. So what if we just replace the threads? This threaded piece will thread right on there, just like the original. Now all we have to do is drill this hole and glue it on. We can now, very carefully, drill out the core. Then we can take the insert and glue it in place. And now with the insert in there, I have a knob that will thread on, and it looks just like the original because, well, it is the original knob back where it's supposed to be, but strong enough that it holds exactly the way it's supposed to hold. I love that. And the crazy thing is that's the point at which most people end up saying, okay, I'll sell you one of these for $15, $20. But no, Kurt will actually sell you a bag of 4 of them for 10 bucks. That's awesome. Or if you want, you can actually buy a pack of 2 knobs that are all done out of plastic, if you like that. Honestly, we're going through a bit of a renaissance right now of people home brewing answers to some of the problems in tool restoration. Between Kurt and Woodyaw, Reed Planes, Compass Rose, and several other companies that are providing tools needed to make the old tools work, I absolutely love that, and I want to see more of that in this community. In the big scheme of things, is that knob really important? No. But to me, in using the plane that I want to use, a plane with history and quality behind it, being able to keep that original knob and still have threads that work just as well as the original, that's awesome. And I have to throw my hat off to you, Kurt. You've done awesome on this. If you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link to his shop. It's on eBay. I'm not getting any kickbacks from this at all. I actually went out and bought this plane to show it off because I don't have any with loose knobs. I ended up, well, attaching them that way. And so I had to go buy this to do this video to show off this tool. We're living in an age where almost everything on YouTube is sponsored, but I'm proud to say that everything on this channel is not sponsored. I get to say what I want to say, and that's actually because you guys. I am, in a way, sponsored by the patrons on Patreon. You guys make this happen. You're the ones that allow me to go out and buy tools to show off things that are happening in the world. And if you'd like to find out more about that, go to Patreon. We throw a bunch of things extra in there each month, and I try and make it as much fun as we can. So thank you for supporting the community, and we'll keep the videos coming. Until next time, have a wonderful day. I get all sorts of comments about my shirts. Lots of people saying, dude, those are some sick threads.